Hello, I'm here today with Dr. Michaela Gulias at Skin Code London, and we are going to talk about aesthetics and beauty, touching conversation like Ozempic, Botox, fillers. And Dr. Michaela, please introduce yourself.
Hello, thank you so much for having the podcast with me. I am Dr. Michaela Gulias. I just opened my clinic, Skin Code Clinic, in Great Portland Street. It's quite a new clinic, but I have quite a lot of experience in the field because I'm working from 6 years ago. I've trained in the Harley Street and I worked for a few clinics in London as well. And this is my passion. I do this every single day.
And what I love about Dr. Michaela is that she goes all around the world to discover the most innovative aesthetic treatments. So she's just been to Korea as well,
Yes,
right?
yes. Yeah, exactly. I was in Korea Derma. It was amazing. So many interesting things that I've seen there. Some of them are a little bit too crazy even for myself. But it's really nice to know what doctors all over the world do and what kind of treatments are new and what I could bring new into UK as well.
So, what's the newest treatment? Tell us.
So there are a lot of new treatments. I think the most important is that I learned how to stack and do a protocol for treatments. For example, through injectables, lasers, polynucleotides, a lot of treatments that you can mix them together, which in UK we don't really do that much. And I think this is something new that people are going to start doing as well.
So you basically can mix Botox with polynucleotide with some laser treatment all in one session.
Yes.
And that what would be the difference to just do one treatment only?
So when you do multiple treatments, you address multiple causes and you can address multiple layers of the skin as well. So you can go deeper for hydration to improve the skin quality. You can do also, for example, a CO2 laser, which is more superficial and it will help with pigmentation. So you literally improve the skin from more layers.
Which is what we want, because as you know, the skin has many layers, and the deeper you go, the more invasive will be.
Yes, if we are referring to lasers, yes, the deeper you go with the settings, then the more invasive the treatment is, which means you have longer recovery time and the results are better as well.
What are the most common laser that everybody wants to do? Because, for example, I love IFU, which is ultrasound based,
Yes,
and radiofrequency because it's got no downtime and I can look beautiful straight away.
Yes.
Because some of the laser, you have to have so much recovery
Yes,
time.
that's true. As I said, it really depends on the settings that you use. So for the one laser that has the longest recovery time would probably be the CO2 laser, which can be from 3 days up to 1 to 2 weeks. Even after 3 weeks, the skin can still be red and sensitive. So yeah, I would probably say this is the most popular now. Everyone is doing it. It's all over the internet. Everyone is posting their journey because it's quite an interesting journey. You're very red, very inflamed. It takes quite a longer time for the recovery, yes.
And what is the difference from that one and Morpheus 8? Because also before that, Morpheus 8 was really the most common one.
Yes, I still love Morpheus 8. So Morpheus 8 is not a laser, it's a radiofrequency machine. It's a microneedling radiofrequency, which means it has some needles that they penetrate in the skin and the energy is delivered in that area and it helps with tightening the skin. So that one doesn't really have a long downtime. The CO2 laser, it's more superficial, so it's more on the surface of the skin, and that is what gives the downtime.
Okay, fantastic. And a lot of people, they are now against the filler because they say,
Yes.
okay, fillers gets your face really puffy,
Yeah.
it can move, it can be difficult if then you decide to do a facelift. What is the reality? And what is the difference between a filler, which is now labeled as not good enough, and collagen injection, which I personally have done it and I really love it. You don't see anything straight away.
Yeah.
It doesn't swollen my face and actually stimulates your own collagen. Am I right?
Yes. So the difference between filler and anything that induces collagen production is that filler, you see the results straight away, they give volume. So you inject it for the chin, for the lips, temples, anywhere in the face where you want to add volume. Anything else like Sculptra, what you were referring to probably, it's polylactic acid. It does not give volume. It improves the skin quality, the skin laxity. It helps with the collagen production and the elastin production. So one gives volume and the other one helps to improve the quality of the skin.
Okay, because we are all about improving the quality
Yes,
of the
yeah.
skin. And when it's about volume, it's important that you have a loss of volume in order
Yes,
to
yeah,
inject.
exactly.
And not inject where you already have volume,
Yes,
otherwise
yes.
you can create the puffy pillow look,
Yes.
which is completely out of season.
Yes, exactly. What's happening now is because few years ago lasers were not as popular and people, especially injectors that they are not doctors, they used to sell these packages of 5 milliliters of fillers or 7, and they were used to be called Kylie package or the Kardashians or whatever.
You name a celebrity as
Yes, yes. Basically they were selling 5 milliliters of filler to lift. It's gonna give an effect of lifting. As filler, they don't lift, they give volume. That's all they do. You do have a lifting effect, illusion effect, because if you have hollow cheeks and you will inject a little bit of filler, it's gonna look like you have a lifting. But filler does not have the capability to actually lift. So what happened, after around 6 months, the filler starts absorbing water in the area where you injected, and it starts looking a little bit more puffy, which is completely normal because this is how it works. But if you overfill, of course, in 6 months, you're going to have almost double the quantity there, because the filler is a gel. And when it absorbs water, it starts to become more puffy inside. So then you get that puffy face, especially in the morning.
And what about, is it true that they move? So if I put it on my cheeks, it goes on my lips?
Not really like that. It's all about the injection technique and the filler that you use. If you have a good injector, then the filler is not really going to move from the area.
And
If
it
they
depends how deep you go.
Yes,
Sorry to
it
interrupt.
depends, yeah, how deep you go. If you usually, when you inject the filler on the bone, the filler doesn't move from there if you use the right filler. So if it's a filler that is very thick in viscosity, then it's going to mimic the bone, so it's going to stay where you inject it. But if it's a filler that is wrongly used, for example, the one from the lips, you put it into the chin, that is going to be a very thin filler, and that one can migrate and can move from where you inject it. So it's really
we have
important,
different fillers,
yes, yeah.
right? One is for the lip, one is for the cheek. Not every filler was
Yes,
created
yeah,
equal.
exactly. So it's really important to understand, and if you go somewhere and they tell you like, oh, I can do everything with 1 milliliter of filler, it's not really like that, because you can do the jawline with the same filler. There are many brands and there are many types of fillers that you use. So it's really important to use the right one for the area that you inject. You cannot use a filler that is supposed to be injected on the bone for the lips, because the lips are going to start looking very thick, and the lip area, it's an area that you move a lot. So it needs to be a filler that is very soft, that leaves the natural movement.
And I am really, as I was telling you, into collagen injection, because they don't add volume, but they stimulate your own collagen, and they actually make you look the skin more feel and look the skin more hydrated. And they are different variation, because in the old days there was this Sculptra, which now then it was labeled dangerous, and now they are a new kind of collagen like Julian, Promo Italia, so many different one. What would be the difference between all of these different collagen?
So they are not collagen injections, they are products that they stimulate the collagen production. Okay. So for example, polylactic acid, which is Sculptra, there are different brands that they do the same, almost the same, it's just different a little bit, the consistency is different, the molecules are completely different. It's Sculptra, Lane, Lanluma. There are many brands. There are many Korean brands as well that they also introduce hyaluronic acid inside. So it also gives a little bit of hydration. It looks really nice. Or then there are polynucleotides, which are different. They are made from salmon DNA or from trout DNA. And they improve the skin quality as well. They can be used around the eyes. It's the only product that it's safe to be used around the eyes, because Sculptra, for example, cannot be injected in that area. There is now a new product which is called Juvelook, which is polylactic acid with hyaluronic acid, and it can be used around the eyes. You just need to be really careful and to do it with someone that knows what they do, because polylactic acid cannot be dissolved. So if something goes wrong, something goes very wrong. With hyaluronic
And also you
acid,
can get little notes in the
Yes,
skin,
nodules,
right?
yes, yeah.
If it's not injected deep enough.
Yeah.
So the reality is that you need to go to someone who is specialized and a good injector and
Yes, with
a
lots of
doctor.
experience as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
not like a beautician turned into injector. I always think that those things should be done by a professional doctor who had experience and is trained in this field.
Yes,
right?
exactly, yes.
And my favorite between all these injections, the king for me, it is Botox. So as I learned, Botox is only a name
Yes,
for
it's a brand.
botulinum toxin.
Yes, exactly.
So tell us about it.
So there are different brands that are made in different countries. So Botox is made by Allergan. It's a US brand. And then in UK, some doctors, like me and myself included, I use more Azalur, which is made by Galderma, which is a UK brand. In my opinion, it just lasts longer, but this is completely my opinion, and everyone likes to inject different toxins. I just last longer and I find better results with it. But still, obviously, Botox is always going to be the first one on the market that people will know about or will choose. It's just my preference in what I use.
I think most people don't even choose, they just call it Botox.
Yes, yeah.
And it's amazing because it's the only thing that can stop formation of the wrinkles, because it stops the expression line.
Yes.
And it works in the muscle.
Yeah, so
right?
it actions on the muscle and it stops it from moving, basically, yeah.
And now there is also this new thing that's called the lip flick, which I love. She
Lip
hates.
flip, yes.
She bans me from it. But lip flick, if you don't want to bring volume in the lip, it will fake the volume by like
Just
lifting
turning,
the upper,
yes, yeah.
turning or lifting the upper and lower lip. Why don't you like it?
Because I not necessarily that I don't like it. I feel that it doesn't give a very natural result. Sometimes the movement of the lip is completely different and people hate it. And the thing with the toxin is once you inject it, you need to wait 3 months until it completely goes away, because you cannot dissolve it. Like with the filler, if you don't like it, you come and you dissolve it. But with the Botox, it can't be the same. So you just need to wait until it fades away. And then sometimes it can affect a bit the smile or
the
it can
speech.
The speech as well. So it really depends. And some people, they are not used to it. The patients that they've done it before and they like it, I do it for them. But if they are new patients, I try to explain why I don't really like to do it.
It's very difficult to drink with a straw, let's put it this way.
Yes, exactly.
But I really like the fat, because I don't like the full look of the lip when it gets injected to filler. Mm-hmm. So it's also, I think it's a personal choice.
Yes, exactly.
But I also respect a doctor that does what he likes and what feels good and that's best for you. Mm-hmm. Because there is no point to do something yet that you don't believe, because yes. I always think it doesn't come nicely in the end. Yes. Dr. Michaela also at clinic prescribed GLP-1,
yes.
vulgarly called Ozempic. Many
yes.
people know under this name.
Yes. How I'm trying to explain it to the patients is that it cuts the connection from the brain to the stomach. So it tells you you are not hungry anymore. And this is how you lose weight, because you don't really eat that much anymore. You don't have binge eating, you don't have cravings. Mm-hmm. And lately it's really good. We started having really good results for people that are alcoholics, for example. They use it
yes.
for this as well. For any kind of issue that is you're consuming too much of alcohol, food, it's really good and it really
So
helps
any
with it.
addiction you may have.
Yes.
Actually, I was listening to a podcast, and they now using. They are gonna start using it in a case of binge eating disorder and
Yes, yeah.
bulimia to stop people having this attack.
Yeah. Because also with it, when you start doing it because you want to lose weight, you start seeing the results as well. So when you just go to the gym and you don't have a good diet and you don't eat properly, you're not going to see any results. The moment you start seeing results and you start seeing that you lose weight, you're going to think twice what you put inside your body. So you're going to see, oh, I lost 5 kgs or 6 kgs or 10 kgs. Why would I put a burger or a McDonald's in my body? When you start understanding that we need to really take care of this body, because it's the only one that we have. It's not that we can
And
switch
it's the temple of our soul.
It's the temple of our soul, and it's very important to take care of it. To go to the gym is also really important when we are on this medication to actually work out, because we lose muscle mass as well.
So the first thing actually we lose is
it's
muscle mass, and then fat.
Exactly.
And this also, it's not good for the bones, right?
Because it does shrink the density of the bone. Yes. So you lose bone density as well when you do the injection. So you need to be really careful, and you need to go to the gym or to try to do treatments in the clinic, like example Tesla former, which helps building muscle. So if it's someone that they are not very active, we can also help them in clinic with this kind of treatment.
So Tesla former is based on
it's contracting
contraction.
the muscle, yes, and it's
similar to EMS sculpt, right?
It's completely different. I don't want to go into this brand subject, but this one is.
So it's only a brand, or
yes, it's different as well, because the wavelengths, it goes much deeper from the Tesla former, and it has more wavelengths as well. So it helps with the muscle, to stimulate the muscle in a better way. It goes deeper, and then you can address more parts of the muscle. So it's not something just superficial on the skin that contracts a little bit the muscle.
And you offer these at your clinic?
Yes, we do offer it in the
clinic. And I think you can do, because I've tried, you can do it on your abs, you can do it on your glutes, on your legs, on your arms, on your calf, everywhere.
Yeah, the good thing with the Tesla former is that you can do 2 areas at once, as long as it's on the same side of the body. So you can do your abdomen with your legs, or the arms and the legs. You can do 2 areas. So it improves a lot for people that they don't have time to stay 1 hour. It's only 45 minutes.
Coming back to the Ozempic subject,
yes.
So the most important when you are in this medicine is to actually exercise and eating health. We talk a lot about Ozempic face, Ozempic body. Can you explain?
So microdosing is good to do it after you finish the course of losing the weight that you wanted to lose, basically. From microdosing, you're not really going to lose weight. It's just to maintain the weight that you decided to have. And what is really, really good about it is that keeps the inflammation low in the body as well. With the Ozempic phase, what happens is when you lose a lot of weight, and very fast as well, some people, they want to lose weight and they don't really want to go through the whole process of the months that you're supposed to do. Of course, the more weight you lose, the much more the skin laxity is gonna decrease as well. So the skin is not gonna look nice. Your collagen production is gonna decrease. The skin is gonna look sagging, and you start to need to do other treatments for that as well. Of course, it really depends on how many kgs everyone loses, because if you lose just 5, 4, something like that, the skin is going to still look nice. But if you're going to lose 20 kgs, if you don't do it, for example, in a period of 6 months, and you want to do it in 2 months, how some people do that as well, it's very dangerous.
Yeah, so we need to be careful.
Yes.
And my understanding is that you have a different dosage for so and you do it once a week. So if, for example, I come to you and I say I want to start to take Ozempic, how do you go through the process?
So So it depends on the body weight that the person has. Of course, it needs to be a BMI more than 23. And if that's the case, then we can prescribe.
BMI is body mass index.
Yes,
So
exactly.
just to explain our audience.
So if it's higher than 23, then you can start doing the injections. If it's lower, you can't. And I always prescribe Manjaro. I prefer to work with that one, not with Ozempic, because I feel like it has less side effects for people. So people don't have nausea, they don't feel sick from it. And for most of the patients, it works better as well.
And my other question is, if someone who is, say, small in frame, maybe has got 2 kilos more and say, I want to look good for the summer, Dr. Michaela prescribed for me Ozempic. Would you do that if it's only 2 or 3 kilos to lose or not?
No, because I think
so. You have like
yes, no, definitely. I feel like it's really important to understand your patient and to understand why they want to do it, to speak with them and to tell them also there are other options. You don't need to
like a diet,
like going to the gym, trying other treatments in the clinic. This is not just a quick fix. It doesn't really work like that. In the 80s, the models, they used to be like very thin, very skinny. It was the only way of being a model. And now we finally accept that you don't need to be that skinny and you just need to be healthy. This is the most important thing. I think that's the most important. You need to be healthy, because if you're skinny but you're sick, how does this help you?
Or like to be skinny, you're gonna make yourself sick as well.
Of course.
So I think the most important is also to embrace yourself, to embrace your figure, because my body shape is different from Michaela, and Michaela's body shape is different from mine. So we cannot compare each other to another person, but you need to compare yourself to the best version of yourself.
Yes, exactly.
And try to make you look the best you can without, I want to look like the model. I suppose in your clinic you have a lot of that. I want to look like the Kardashian, so give me the jawline like that. This is face up. When I filter my face, I want to be like that. So do you get that?
I do. I have a lot of patients, they come with a picture of a celebrity and I want to look like this. First, we need to understand like this does not exist. They don't look like that in reality as well. It's a lot of Facetune, FaceApp, whatever is it called. That's not reality. Everyone has pores, everyone has wrinkles, and everyone has pigmentation. Now, some people have more, some people have less. But like the real skin and the real person has issues. We cannot be perfect. Perfection is not something human beings have.
Perfection is actually being imperfect, because sometimes the little imperfection makes you look so special, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So as we said before, you need to embrace who you are. Yeah. And would you stop people to doing things?
Yes, I
like
do.
If someone really with big lips come and say, I want more lip, what would you say?
Yes, I do have a lot of times when I say no, I'm trying to understand the person in front of me before anything else. Like, why do you want this? What happened? Maybe, someone said one day, oh, you look tired. Why do you look tired? So then you come to me and you're telling me, oh, I want tear through filler because I look tired all the time. But maybe you don't need it. Maybe you need a little bit of volume in the cheeks and that is going to help you. So you need to understand where this fear is coming from before you start just injecting the person. It's like, I don't accept that someone comes to me and is telling me, I need to do this. No, I need to assess your whole face and then we see exactly what you have to do.
Because I think your job is like being an artist. You have a canvas and you want to make the canvas better.
To improve it, not to change.
Yes.
This is what I always tell my patients. I'm going to improve what you already have, but I'm not going to change anything.
No, of course. And tell me something. If you have a client who comes to you, would you also explain, because sometimes the problem we think is the eye, but the under eye, but actually, as you say, it's the cheek. So do you go into an explanation on, I think this is what you should have, or How does it work?
So recently we got the Aura face scan. So we do a
that's
face
amazing.
scan that is going to tell you exactly the proportions that you have, the pigmentation, it shows you everything. So we always start with that, and then I show where is the issue. You can see it, because when you see it on a computer with a face scan of your own face, you understand it completely different than when you look at yourself in the mirror. So, and then we do the treatment, and then you can see the after as well.
I actually tried this with Dr. Michaela, and I loved that, you said, oh, I want more cheek, and then, the machine makes you have more cheek in different, like 20%, 30%, up to 100. And you're like, oh my God, no, I don't want the cheek anymore,
exactly.
because I look like an inflatable doll. So, yes, so I think the machine is kind of clever, because, not only check the quality of the skin, where are the wrinkles when you need to work with, but also like if we do more lip, this is the way you look, or the jawline.
Yes, exactly.
So
and
it
this
helps
is why
you to sculpt someone's face.
Yes, that's why it's amazing, all this new technology that comes in the market. It's here to help us. And it's so important, I think, to try to incorporate it in our work, because this is the future. AI is the future. And if you can use this AI in a way to help yourself and to help your patients and to make them understand what is going to be different for them to see before they treat, I think this is what's so amazing about the industry that we are in. Because at least like this, you don't do anymore 5 milliliters of filler because I want a lifting. You can see and show to the patient it doesn't really work like that.
And I want to ask, what are the 3 or 5 things that you think you have to do that to maintain a youthful skin, a youthful look? What are the 5 pillars?
So first of all, it's hydration. The cheapest and the best.
Please take notes. I am taking notes.
Hydration is the most important one. Drinking water is the most important thing.
Because we are made of water.
Yes. Then hydration for the skin as well, to use very good creams that you're using for your skin. Also, I think the less the better. You don't need 200 steps cream routine. You need few steps. Very good cleanser, a toner, maybe an active, which can be vitamin C or tretinoids, or depends on your
Retinol A.
Yes, it really depends on your skin, what your skin needs. And then hydration and an SPF. That's all you need. You don't need millions of creams and serums, because the more you put on your skin, actually the less is going to get absorbed, because you just block the pores. And it doesn't really
would
get
you
absorbed.
go medical or luxury? Because there are lots of brands that they are medical, like Obagi, and a lots of luxury brand that they are not medical, and in my or brands that they are a bit in the middle. But for me, when it's about skin, I don't care if the package look good. I care what are the ingredients. What about you?
No, I think it's really important. It really depends. It varies. For someone very young, for example, of course, if they have acne problems, I would recommend medical grade skincare. Because I see so many young patients, they come and I ask them, what do you use? And they are telling me Chanel or Dior, just because of the brand. And I'm like, if you're 50 and you want to use Chanel or Dior, it's amazing, because it gives hydration, it helps with the collagen production. But if you are 25 and you have acne, if you put something that is hydrating, you're never gonna get the results you want. So they all have their own place. It really depends on who you're treating.
Well, I always prefer a Chanel bag and an Obagi cream, but that's my choice.
Exactly.
I go brand for clothing, and I go medical for creams.
Yes. So hydration is one that is very important. Skincare, it's another one that is very important. Your diet and exercise is really important as well.
So lifestyle, right?
Lifestyle is one of the most important also. And I would also say to help your skin quality through skin boosters. This is something that it does have its place.
What is a skin booster? Because there are so many. Is it like peptides, exosome,
they are all
salmon sperm?
They are all in the category of skin boosters. So everything that it helps to produce collagen, it's a skin booster, because it helps to stimulate the collagen and the elastin into the skin. Yeah, so I think these are the main 4 ones.
And stay away from the sun?
Stay away from the sun could be the 5th one. I still believe you need the sun. The sun is the best. In the morning, you do need the vitamin D from the sun. It's really important to get it, because if not, this is why we get depressed. Unfortunately, in London, we don't really have that. And then sometimes we do need to take supplements
like
with
vitamin D.
Yes, either pills or injections. It depends of the severity of the case. But sun, to stay away from the sun for the summer and to not burn your skin is another very important.
And wear SPF, right?
Yeah. There are so many brands of SPF, you just need to find one that you like and just stick with it, basically. Yes.
Fantastic. And your clinic, what is that you really like in 10 years? Are like, okay, this is what I wanted to achieve, and in 10 years looking back, you'll be like, yes, I did it.
So with the clinic, what I want to achieve is to make everyone understand that they need to love themselves, and we are not here
to love.
Yes, we are not here to change you, and this industry is not here to change or to, you know, to make someone look very fake. I think this is really good because now we go more into regenerative medicine and people start to understand this more. But I'm here because I want people to feel their best, and I don't really want to change anything. That's why I do a lot of pro bono work as well for people. For example, they had surgeries and they need CO2 scar removal or to improve something. It's not all about the money, you know. It's in this life, it's not all about the money. It's to be human being and to try to understand each other and to try to help each other. I was so blessed and lucky to have the clinic as well, because all my patients, they are never going to go to someone else, because they come to me and they tell me, I appreciate so much you telling me no for this treatment, because I did my research and I understand why you said no. But there are so many clinics, you go to them and then they're like, yes, here is your bill of £5,000 for 5 million treatments that you actually don't need. This is the most important thing in our industry, is to not try to oversell something, because you are in the end still a doctor, and we made a vow of helping people and not trying to rip off people.
And unfortunately, as you say, in the industry is not always like that. And you need to go not only to a good medical doctor, but to a good spiritual doctor. Yes. I think it needs to have the combination of being an artist for the face, a psychologist for the mind, and a spiritual guru for your soul.
Yes. Another thing what is really important in this industry is to work with referrals, work with other doctors. If you don't do something, don't be scared to refer them to someone else. Some things can only be achieved by surgery. That's why I always work with doctors from all this industry. I know from surgeries to dermatologists to any kind of doctor that you're interested in. You come in here and I tell you my opinion. If you want this look, this you're never going to achieve it through any machines that they exist on this market. This is only going to be surgery, and I'm going to send you to the best surgeon for that specific thing that you want. That's why always my patients, they ask me, I want to go to Turkey to this doctor, what do you think? I don't really recommend sometimes to do things in a country just because you saw something on Instagram from someone
or
posting.
Maybe because it's cheaper.
Yes,
or
because it's cheaper, because in long term it's going to cost you much more, and your time and your money as well, because once a surgery goes wrong, like many things can go wrong, and then you're going to need so many other surgeries to repair.
Thank you, Michaela. It was really nice to have you in the podcast.
Thank you so much.
And
thank you, everyone.
Yeah, you can come to Skin Code London in Great Portland Street. It's a lovely clinic and everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.